Saved one. Alexa, play my saved ditty.
Here's your most recent ditty. Do you want to share this ditty, erase it, or play the next one?
Share it.
Please confirm you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes.
Great, I've shared it to Twitter. Now that you've shared your ditty, would you like to create a new one?
No. All right, so that's how we opened the show. We opened the show.
I didn't catch that.
Alexa,
now
stop.
That you've shared... Thanks for using
Persistent.
ditty.
So, yes, Brian wanted to make Alexa sing fucking A, dude, as in fucking A, dude, but it came out more like fucking a dude, which is
That's a little different.
and now I don't know what Alexa's doing.
And chocolate cores, smash them together to make the greatest dessert. But just as you go
Alexa,
to taste the delight,
what are you doing?
I'm answering questions and learning more.
Alexa, stop that. Don't know what the heck has gotten into her. Anyways, as you can tell, we're going to have a little fun with Alexa this week. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yeah, I think so.
And we're going to try to do it without saying Alexa too many times. Oh, damn it. I said it again.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah, because every time you say that word, she lights up and starts listening. The next thing you know, she's singing you dessert recipes. And here's the thing. If I say, Alexa, sing me dessert recipes, I don't think she's going to do it.
I've found many results for dessert recipes. Would you like to refine your search by ingredients?
No.
Okay, for dessert.
Just want you to sing it,
I
right?
recommend dessert crepes, which takes 20 minutes
Alexa,
to make.
Sing it.
Okay, for dessert. I recommend dessert crepes,
Alexa,
which takes 20 minutes.
Sing.
Okay, for dessert. I recommend dessert
Alexa,
crepes,
shut up.
which
She was singing dessert recipes earlier. I specifically asked her to sing dessert recipes, and she starts talking to me. I don't get it. How did that happen? I'm gonna have to play back the show after I'm done to figure out what words triggered that to happen and what the heck that was.
I think Alexa has a mood.
No, a hyaluronic acid is not a mood.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. But Alexa, why are you arguing with me?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I'm going to try that because you said Alexa has a mood.
no, a hyaluronic acid is not a mood.
What does that mean? Where does that come from?
But she did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we got consistency there. But anyways, I think it's time that we open the show. Oh, by the way, the Twitters are the Twitters are up. The Twitters are up. The Skypes are up. And the aims are up for a little bit. You got another month or so to get some aims through. But we are into timeout with Gators, Brian, and hopefully Venison too will be joining us because the Skypes are up and I am waiting for them to ring. And where's our studio audience? There's our studio audience. Alexa, clap. Oh, Alexa doesn't clap.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Yeah, exactly. But Brian's
Alexa, can you give us a rim shot?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa doesn't
Hey
know
Google,
much.
can you give us a ring shot?
A ring shot?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
Okay, well I couldn't say it right, so no wonder.
All right. That's okay because we could make Ditty sing whatever we wanted to. So I could go, Alexa Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Rim shot.
I can play back your saved ditties, or you can make a new ditty by saying ditty, and then your message.
Ditty.
So what will it be?
Ditty rim shot.
Here you go.
That's the closest thing we can get to a rim shot. Alexa, Ditty rim job.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Try saying things like, replay this ditty, change the song, change the message,
Change
save
the
it,
message.
share it, or make a new
Alexa,
ditty.
change
you-
the message.
What would you like me to sing?
Rim job. That's kind of the same thing, right?
Here's your ditty.
So yeah, you can see how we can have tons of fun. So if you have anything you'd like to make Ditty sing, be sure to write in or tweet in at NHB Radio through Twitter, NHB Live through Skype, or AOL Instant Messenger, at Johnny Gators, or at Brian Blues. Alexa, stop. And don't tweet at Alexa, stop. Yeah. So
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Alexa,
Try saying
stop.
things like,
Selective hearing.
thanks for using ditty.
So how you doing this week, Brian?
Good. Been a little busy, this and that.
Yeah. Hey, you see who showed up out of nowhere?
No, who?
Our good friend, Mr. Booger.
No. What, did he post on the last show or something?
Yeah. I mean, now we've
All
gotten
right.
into a groove. We're doing our show really good, and then you hung out with your younger brother. And he didn't let you get a word in edgewise. And then last week, you were particularly more chatty than normal. And I don't know if it's Jay Booger's just been quiet because he's been happy with the show up until last week, or if Jay Booger picks the week that you were particularly chatty to check in on us again. But,
So did he trash me real good?
oh, yeah.
All right. I was wondering what it was going to take to get him to come back.
All you gotta do is cut us off every chance you get, but we had a little fun with it at the end of the show. But so in honor of that, we should Alexa Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's.
It'd be nice if we could
song,
skip this
When the
intro
Saints
every
Go
time.
Marching In.
Right.
Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
New Ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
Jay Booger.
Okay, here's your ditty.
Nice.
Alexa, shut up.
Would you like to
She
save
can't
this
hear
ditty,
you.
share it, or change
Oh,
the song or
fine.
message?
Make a new Ditty.
Why can't you hear me?
What would you like me to sing?
Venison is old.
Screw you.
Here you go.
singing it to Pomp and Circumstance. How wonderful.
Yes, exactly.
Where's my cap and gown?
Now then, real quick
Yes,
here.
sir.
Did I hear straight that you had somebody on that basically wouldn't let Brian say a word edgewise? Is that even possible?
You have not met my brother yet.
We mentioned this at the end of last week's show, was that Brian's younger, he wasn't on the show. Brian was spending time with his younger brother before the show, and he used that as his excuse for why he was so chatty last week. Because apparently when Brian hangs out with his younger brother, he can't get a word in edgewise.
Venison, you're laughing, right? You're laughing.
Yes.
But has been invited to join the show. You will be crying.
We'll make sure.
Oh, I'm used to it.
We'll make sure to burn that show to CD and mail that special delivery to Jay Booger's mailbox.
Yeah.
You think Brian?
But so
check this out.
So Brian, yeah,
Brian.
Hello, self. What the fuck is going on? So Venison. So, think of your past experience with me as practice. Okay. No, I mean it could be a good time, but he's also, into his topics, and he'll talk your ear off on the topics that he's interested in.
Now, what topics are he interested in?
Oh, there are a lot of them.
Okay,
but he also tells a lot of jokes.
Okay, well we can prepare for that. Alexa, tell a joke.
What's a pirate's favorite exercise? The plank.
Of course.
Almost obvious.
Well,
anyways, so we have an open invitation to Brian. Now, what is your younger brother's name?
Steve.
And the twin is
Dan.
Okay. Steve,
Twins.
Dan, and Brian. Now, was it 3, or are there any other siblings, or?
That's it.
That's it. So it was just my 3 sons growing up.
No, actually, it was 4 sons. My older brother passed away about 20 years ago. So there were 4 of us.
There were 4.
Yeah.
I see. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But it reminds us that we do move on from tragedy, whether it's a shooting or a heart attack or whatever.
Yeah. And moving right along.
Or brains splattered on the pavement.
Yeah, there's that too. So Venison, how you doing this week?
Yeah, he's got that stapler going again.
Yeah, or keyboard, or
yeah,
telefax.
thing make noise. I'm logging into Twitter. Why, I don't know.
Well, because you want to get the tweet that I sent out, because I shared that wonderful,
the ditty.
Yeah, the ditty that was supposed to be "fucking A, dude," which turned into "fucking a dude," which are 2 very different things, but both funny in their own way.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now we got to test this. So there's a big red square that shows up. It actually pops up the text on the screen as it's singing it.
I just see that. That was very cool. It does say "fucking a dude."
So I've just tweeted a big red box that says in big white letters over and over again, "fucking a dude, fucking a dude, fucking a dude."
Unfortunately, I can't play it.
I'm not sure I'm not sure how I feel about this being on the top of my Twitter account right now. Yes. But if anyone's got any suggestions, I wonder how long we can make these messages, and if we have any other creative suggestions. Let's
Wait a minute now.
So venison, yeah, just come up with something that's artistic.
Artistic.
Creative.
Artistic. Creative.
Well, don't put a lot of thought into it, I don't think. Just to kind of blat something out there.
Offensive. You hit me on the spot. Can't come up with anything this second.
Let's see what I come up with. Alexa Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
I like to do it in the butt.
Here's your ditty.
There you go. There's a great little song there.
Would you like
I
to
sure
sing
hope
it,
somebody
ditty,
isolates
share
that.
it, or change the
Save
song?
it. Save that one.
Save it. Alexa, save it.
I've saved. Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Now that you've
Yeah,
saved your
did.
ditty,
Yeah.
would you like to share it or create a new one?
Share it.
Share it.
Please confirm you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes. It's doing it. So yeah, that would be our new ditty. And Brian
Sorry,
is making
I'm
sure.
having trouble accessing your ditty skill right now.
Oh. Apparently Alexa didn't like doing it in the butt. Alexa Ditty.
Oh, it did.
It did.
Welcome
It
to
did
Ditty.
it.
You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try
Alexa,
out
stop.
today's.
All right, we got to see this.
Yeah.
Thanks for using
And there's a
Ditty.
good pause after in the
A good pause after what?
after in the.
Yes, there is. There was some.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, what have you got?
Dune has perky man boobs.
But then
Do we need to get personal on it?
All right.
Well, that's what you get for that.
I'd like to apologize to Dune in advance. This was Venison's doing, and I'm muting my mic while saying it, just for the record. Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one? What would you like me to sing?
Chicken shit.
No, I muted his mic.
Okay, here's your ditty.
That was
10,
good.
Would you like to
9,
save this ditty,
8,
share it, or
7,
change the song or message?
6, 5,
Share it.
4,
Save
3,
it.
2, 1.
I've saved it. Now that you've saved your ditty, would you like to share it or create a new one?
Share it.
I'm
Please
surprised.
confirm you'd like to
Yes.
post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes. It's thinking about it. And then we're going to try to change the song to it, I think. It's flashing.
Sorry,
I'm-
I'm having trouble accessing your ditty skill right now.
Alexa, change the song.
I can change the
Yes.
playback mode only when music is playing.
Oh, okay. Alexa, Ditty saved.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm trying to figure out a way if I could access Ditty without the intro. Alexa, Ditty. I guess you can't. But Warhawk likes this. Well, Warhawk's already downloading Ditty as we speak. Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it.
Yeah.
Be sure
we
to
got it.
try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a
I
featured
don't-
ditty at any time. Would you
think
like to make a
Jim's
new
listening.
ditty? or
Apparently,
play
it
a
didn't
saved
send
one?
that last one.
Play a
Would
saved
it-
one.
Here's your most recent ditty.
Alexa, share it.
Please confirm you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes.
Great, I've shared it to Twitter. Now that you've shared your ditty, would you like to create a new one?
Change the song.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Now that you've shared your ditty, would you like to create a new one?
No.
Can I help you with anything else?
Change the song.
Do you still want to ditty something?
Yes.
Can I help you with anything else?
Play a save Ditty.
Here's
You
your
got her
most recent
confused.
ditty.
Alexa, change the song.
Do you still want to ditty something?
Yes.
Do you want to share this ditty, erase it, or play the next one?
Alexa, make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
Never mind. I'm not saying that again.
Here you go.
Alexa,
Oh, wait. Let it go. That was starting to sound good.
play it again.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Try saying things like,
Alexa,
replay this ditty.
replay this ditty.
Here's your ditty.
Oh, God.
Would you like to save this ditty, share it,
Yeah.
or change the song?
Save that. You can use that
What
for a
would you like me to
variety of
sing?
things. Save
He's muted
that.
his mic again.
Well, now we got the right song. We get
Okay,
it.
here's your ditty.
There we go.
Would you like to save this ditty,
Did
share
you
it,
say-
or change the song or message?
Save
Did you
it.
say Dune has boobs?
I've saved it. Now that you've saved your ditty, would you like to share it, or create a
Share,
new
yes,
one.
share.
Share it.
Please confirm you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes. And it's thinking about it.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your ditty skill right now.
Alexa, Ditty, share.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing
Oh,
it.
did it actually go
Be sure
through?
to
It
try
did.
out today's featured song.
Alexa, stop.
When the
So anyways, yeah, that's our new
Yes, Dune has perky.
perky.
Man, oops.
You know what's sad? Dune's gonna like bring up his Twitter and it's just gonna play the video without any sound, and he's just gonna see that flashing on his Twitter feed. Is gonna be like, what the fuck? So thank you,
That's
Medicine.
just too much.
Coming from you.
So now, Brian, you have an Alexa there, but you've managed to get Alexa and Google to do the same thing at the same time. Let's see if you can repeat that.
Yes. So, I mean, it goes like you have to activate both of them and see if it works. Hey, Google, Alexa, what's the time in Sydney,
I'm
Australia?
flattered, but that's not me. I'm your Google Assistant. What can I do for you?
Oh, it didn't like
Sorry,
that.
I'm not sure.
See,
You
Alexa
and me
got.
both.
Did you get that?
What did she say?
Google responded to her. It was great. That one we'll have to play back and go, whoa,
Yeah.
what was that? That was awesome.
You got them to both tell a joke, I think, is what you did.
Yes, right. This time I just said, what the time is in Sydney.
Right. But if you do it,
But which is interesting, Alexa got that wrong.
yeah, interesting.
Alexa, what time is it in Sydney, Australia?
The time in Sydney is 12:28 p.m. on Tuesday.
So you got it right that time, but I don't know why would it have gotten it wrong.
I don't know. We'll have to play. But maybe she thought it was a different Sydney, Australia. Maybe she thought Sydney, Austria. You know, sounds kind of the same, but not. Is there
So let's try the joke. Let's try the joke, okay?
Okay, let's try that.
Hey Google, Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why did
This
the
might make you
cannibals
laugh.
decline
How
to
do you
dine
get
at
rid
the
of
country
butterflies
club?
in your stomach?
They can't
Stop eating
stand tennis elbow.
caterpillars.
Don't you hate it when two women are talking over each other?
It's stereo sound.
Well, not really. It's all on one channel. I don't
Well,
have separate mics. It's the same mic.
right, but in your room, it's stereo sound because you got two of them, and two speakers, so it was stereo
Well,
sound
they're
for
right
you.
next to each other, so the separation is not that good.
You could move
And
them
since
apart.
I'm wearing headphones, I'm not getting stereo.
Look, you could technically it's stereo. You got two
Could.
speakers, it's stereo.
Okay, I buy that.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And speaking of stereo or not stereo, I've made a new purchase that I am so very proud of, and of course I got to talk about it and show it off. And now Brian's already heard all about this. Venison's already heard all about this, and now
But the listening audience has not heard about it, so
Yeah.
let's go on with it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I have a tendency. I'm just gonna move this over there so I can watch that. I have a tendency to keep an eye on Craigslist on antique radio and phonographs because it's the type of thing that I saw something cool on YouTube some years ago when I was still living in California, and I'm like, man, I'd love to own something like that. And I go and I find someone that's selling one for rather cheap on Craigslist, although it would need to be restored and everything. And it's like, man, I could buy that, and then figure out how to have it restored, and then have yet another big bulky thing I need to move across the country with me. No thanks. And now I'm in an apartment. I'm running out of room for things, and it's like, well, at some point, if the house hunting works out well down the road, I'll have plenty of rooms to fill up with antique radios. So I kind of, you know, keep an eye out there because my tastes are very specific and particular, especially when I have very limited room right now. I mean, right now it's got to take all, like, the perfect piece of thing for me to cram it in here and make room for it. But I do like...
Of course, if he sees it, you got to get it.
Yeah. So, but I do like to keep an eye... Now, my interest is in things with phonographs, which, as far as I could tell, is unusual. It seems to be that the collectors are typically interested in strictly radio. Phonograph is more of a drawback. The attitude I've kind of seen at least once is, well, yeah, the phonograph's on there too, so you're going to have to deal with getting that working. You know, like you know, that's one extra challenge to, if you want to get it fully working, then you got to deal with that thing.
Well, you do have a motor. You may have belts. You might have
no, it's
a needle or something that's difficult to. But those could be worn out.
Yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. So, and maybe some people just don't want to deal with the mechanical device. They just want the electronics.
Which, if you
because it's a totally different skill set.
It is. Like the guy that I had restore it, he basically says that the part that's going to take him the longest is dealing with the turntable, which is actually basically threefold. Cleaning it up and lubricating it, changing out the idler wheel, and replacing the cartridge. I mean, that's what you got to deal with the turntables. But me, I'm not into radio as much as I am in the phonograph. Now, the radio itself is cool. And heck, Attleboro actually has a local AM station that comes in really strong here. So that is cool. But if it just plays AM radio or shortwave or whatever, that doesn't interest me enough to buy something. Although the guy that restores these radios, he does offer the option to add in a Bluetooth receiver into the radio. I guess the line of thought there is you know, if you have like your recordings or downloads or MP3s of classic radio shows, then you can transmit them to your you know, antique radio through the Bluetooth receiver.
Is it Bluetooth in or out?
It would be it would receive Bluetooth to play it out the speaker. Yeah.
Okay. So in Bluetooth in.
Yeah, Bluetooth in to the radio, out the speaker.
Gotcha.
Yeah. A Bluetooth receiver.
Right.
So you can transmit to your antique radio. Now, I've not done that because I kind of feel like that's, you know, I don't have a strong desire for that. I might. It's funny. When I was telling my coworkers about this, they were like, oh, you might, you know, bring one in to put on your desk. And I'm like, well, maybe a smaller one. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should buy a smaller tube radio, get that restored, and have a Bluetooth receiver put in that, and then I could have like it, instead of having like one of those, you know, portable speakers, I could have an old tube radio for my Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Phil.
Yeah. Now my dad has a little Philco, although that's that is still working. Although I don't recall it being plugged in since the 90s, but it was still working then.
Yeah, I blew mine up.
Yeah.
It did something stupid.
You plugged it in?
No, that was working for a long time. It was my favorite shortwave radio until I got dumb, like 14 years old or something. And I saw it had a switch in the back for 110 or 220.
Ah, you discovered the power of 220.
Cool.
Well, yeah, I switched to the 220. Figured it should, you know, only come up a halfway or something. No, it didn't. All the twos just went bright out. And I was like, uh-oh.
Well, you know, when it comes to antique radios like that, the restoration is far more expensive than actually buying one that needs to be restored.
Yeah, couldn't find the damn tubes anywhere.
Yeah, well, you can find tubes.
No, these were odd ones.
Oh,
you know, European.
So what you would do is just buy another of the same unit and salvage the parts.
Yeah, well, you could buy any tube. You look, especially now online, you could buy tubes for anything.
I looked. Oh, believe me, I looked. And it was back then when tubes were still accessible.
If it weren't for the fact that it would mean that you don't get to eat for at least a month, I'd put a bet up right now I could buy the tubes.
Yeah, maybe now, but
now then,
these are some weird ones.
Okay,
3-volter, 4-volters.
Well, what some people also do, some of these electronic guys, is they go, oh yeah, that's a very difficult tube to get, so I'll adjust the circuit with a more common tube.
Yeah, and actually, we're going to get to something similar to that's happening here. So I think you see where the story is going. I bought something, being that I have a picture of something up on my screen. So I was thinking,
But you're not sharing that yet.
Yeah, well, I'm getting there. I bought a Zenith.
Okay.
For some reason, I've been looking at RCAs, because the big name with Victrolas is Victor. And at some point, RCA came into being, and you had Victor RCA. So when you get into the electrical era, RCA is the big name in radios. And the one that I have that was my great-grandparents is an RCA. And I was thinking, gee, it'd be really nice to have something that's, kind of goes down on the floor, full console, that also has a turntable in it. And, so I was I would search on Craigslist for RCA radios, radiola, Electrola. These are terms that were used with the RCA line. And every now and then I see something that looks interesting, but something that needs a lot of work or isn't quite exactly what I'm looking for. And then I was thinking, Zenith was a big name in radios, and they got nice-looking radios. Maybe I should do a search term for Zenith on Craigslist and kind of scope out what's out there. And this listing comes up that, oddly enough, I normally wouldn't have looked at it, because it was a Craigslist listing for a Zenith radio phonograph with no pictures on the listing. And it's like, why would you list an antique radio or, some sort of thing that you're selling on Craigslist and not post a picture of it?
Why would you post anything on Craigslist without pictures?
Right. You post a
because
personal...
the guy's an idiot.
If you post a personal ad, you're putting a dick pic up there. Why would you put a radio ad up without a picture of the radio? Never mind. Moving right along. But I decided, hey, this sounds cool. It's a Zenith radio console that has a phonograph, and he includes the model number. So and he says it's in excellent condition and still fully functional. So this sounds like a too good to be true type of unit. And so I Google for pictures of it, and the pictures I see of that model are beautiful. As you can see, this beautiful cabinet, and it's got the doors in the front, and beautiful black dial. It does AM, it does shortwave, it has lots of buttons and knobs on it, and the doors open up in the front, and there's a turntable inside of there with a changer with different buttons, so you can stack 10-inch or 12-inch. And so I asked him, hey, do you have pictures? Has it been restored? Is it really fully functional? The turntable's also fully functional? He replied back, said, it's not been restored. I've owned it 30 years, and it still fully works. I'll get some pictures tonight. And he sent me some pictures, and I took a look at them, and it looked beautiful, as you can see, now that I have it. So I went there. I was able to talk. It cost me $110 and a tape gun, because in my excitement, I completely forgot to grab my tape gun after I taped up the furniture blankets around it for transporting it. So yeah, it's now. Does anyone still do anything with shortwave radio? Is that still in use?
Oh yeah.
What do you do with shortwave?
There are certain bands that you go to and listen to broadcasts from other countries via radio wave.
And other countries are still streaming stuff in the shortwave range?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, when I get this,
Voice of America is still transmitting, right? Or did Congress cut the funding on that yet?
Radio Deucewell, Radio Japan, Radio Moscow.
Well, this model does AM and shortwave. There was that's the thing, is that some radios of Zenith would do AM and police band, like my dad's Philco does AM and police band, but nothing's going to come in on police band anymore. which was a total bummer to me because I remember when I turned it on as a kid, I'm like, I'm switching to police band. I got to listen to police officers all day long. Nothing but hum and static.
Now what bands have switched to digital? FM is now digital, right? So if you had an FM channel or FM band, you'd get nothing, correct?
No, hey, no, FM's not changed. Hey, you get a boombox kicking around there. It's the same frequency range, and you're still going to get an FM stations like you always did.
Oh, okay.
They're all there.
Hey, you rent a car. Okay. The FM stations are coming in on that radio. Car FM radios haven't all stopped working. It's not like TV that they change the frequency range and change the signal.
Modern cars are digital FM, aren't they?
Yeah, but not everyone's bought a new car all at once. If all of a sudden,
if you go rent a car, it's a recent car.
Okay, well, not everyone's car's FM radio.
Not everyone has.
The point is,
Sirius on XM.
The point is, if FM did a cutover like TV did, there'd be a lot of cars out there not getting in FM stations. You've not heard of anything like that happening.
A lot of
I don't have an old car, so.
Okay, yeah, FM's still the same as it ever was. AM's still the same as it ever was. TV's the only thing that really changed.
Son of a bitch.
So I bought this radio and drove it up to the guy that restored my RCA. And but here's the surprise. Now, this is a 1941 radio. Now, the RCA I had restored was also a 1941. And the RCA originally had, I guess the cartridges of the time were a crystal cartridge, which had a built-in permanent, I believe it was a sapphire stylus.
Probably, yeah.
The problem with those crystal cartridges is I guess they use a salt in them, which absorbs moisture. So basically, if you're going to get anything out of it, something's going to have to be done to repair or fix or service or rebuild the cartridge.
And that little chip of sapphire is probably long gone.
Well, it's probably
get another cartridge.
Right. So the RCA, what the guy did, what he says is what he does is he replaces it with a ceramic cartridge. It's a small ceramic small mono ceramic cartridge. I think was designed for jukeboxes that fits easily into the under the head shell, and that works out fine. And it takes a diamond stylus. And you can, and I bought spares, so I can change it out if I need to. So that worked out really cool. But I always felt like, gee, I wonder what the original would have sounded like, because I'm thinking the original cartridge probably sounds different from the ceramic, more modern jukebox cartridge.
I think you can find them still.
Oh, now, I take it this is just a single cartridge. Because there was a time in the 60s where it was popular to have a dual cartridge. So one side would be the sapphire, and you flip it over, and it's a diamond needle.
Well, you're getting into the age of LPs and 45s. I mean, we're in the 40s right now. 78's the format, so you don't need a dual anything. But yeah,
what you do is you get a dual so that you got your, traditional needle. Flip it over and you get quad.
No, that's just stupid.
Of course it is.
The only thing it's going to play is 78.
Right, and they didn't come up with quad and 78s, right?
Right, and no. The only thing you're going to play in these things are 78s. But
Venice, at least you appreciate where I was going with that, right? Right?
No, sorry.
Oh, so you were laughing at me.
Okay. Yep.
All right. I thought you were my buddy, Venison. I thought you were my buddy. So you and Jay Booger hate my fucking guts, right?
Alexa, Ditty. Ditty. Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
Brian is an asshole.
What would you like me to sing?
Jay Booger hates Brian's guts. Okay, cranking away.
Here you go.
That's awesome.
Alexa, stop. There we go. Just had to stop for that moment for that.
You're gonna save that and post that, aren't you?
No, we don't need to. We don't need to save and
was
post
so
every
good.
little thing.
I mean, I was tearing up and everything.
Alexa, stop. Stop. Alexa, stop. Thank you. Ugh. All right.
Why can Alexa hear Brian but can't hear me?
Did the radio ever get shared? Because I have the screen up where it's saying I could share, but did it actually ever share, Brian? Or were you looking at me the whole time?
It never shared.
Oh my God, I didn't even finish. I'm talking about, hey, look at this, look at it, look at it, look at it, and I'm totally not even showing it.
That's right.
There we go. So
Here
anyways,
we go. It's shared.
So my expectations were that this was going to have the same style or type of cartridge that the RCA had, because the RCA is from 1941, the Zenith's from 1941. So by 1941, it was, permanent sapphire needles. And so I figured the guy that does the restoration, he's probably going to want to throw in the jukebox ceramic cartridge. And I was kind of curious, like, what are my other options? Because, from what I read online, other people rebuild cartridges. And so I was thinking of asking him, hey, do you know anything about, like, rebuilding the cartridge? Just maybe this one we could keep, the original, or at least visit my options. But I was, so I get there, and I'm looking at it, and once again, the guy said it was fully functional. So he plugs it in, and mind you, I made sure that any plugging in, no cash was offered until the plug was out of the wall. Because the thing about these radios is it's not been restored, so it could go up and smoke at any moment. Plus, the Zenith radios have a reputation of having a rectifier tube that easily shorts out and takes out the power transformer with it. So generally, people that restore these do something to modify it to not use that tube as a rectifier tube anymore. They'll leave it connected to light up so it looks like it's doing something, but they'll set it up to do something. Some people modify it to have two other tubes doing the job of that tube. The guy that
or silicon diodes.
Yeah, basically, the guy that I took it to, he does a solid state solution. I mean, it's not running the audio through it; it's power supply. So it's not like it's going to completely change the sound of it to replace that function with something more modern. And plus, it would be expensive if the power transformer got taken out.
Yeah, I had to do that with Helicrafters.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it, and I say, the record player is fully functional? And he goes, yeah, but the needle was shot. I took the needle out of there. And I'm thinking, wait, took the needle out? The needle comes out? And I notice the two cups. A cup where spare needles are held and a cup where used needles are discarded. I'm like, oh my God, this takes steel needles. And he goes, yeah, you can still find that stuff, though. And I was kind of surprised that in 1941, they were still using steel needles. Of course, I have no frame of reference or concept of what technology came and went when it comes to the details of that. My thought was, steel needles were a thing of the 20s and 30s, and by the 40s, RCA had a built-in sapphire. That would have been the norm by the 40s. Apparently, no.
No, my aunt had one that was up in the 60s.
That was taking steel needles?
Yeah.
But by the 60s, 78s were out.
Yeah, I had no idea how old it was. But...
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that was it was older than the 60s. Radios from the 40s would still be working in the 60s. People very well may have held on to them for 20 years. I mean, you have some 20-year-old radios, don't you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. So,
ancient.
So, yeah, apparently steel needles made... But what this caught me as odd, because what I didn't understand about this is that anything and everything I've read online says that you use a steel needle once and once only. And I don't mean once for both sides of the record. You play a side of the record, you change the needle. You play the other side, you change the needle. You only get halfway into the side of a record and take it off early, you change the needle. You know, you don't be reusing these needles because the metal is soft and it shapes itself to the groove of the record, but it doesn't like going from one record to the next. So you want it now. Was this common practice back in the day? I think it was advertised to do that back in the day by the manufacturer, from what I've read online. But when my grandfather gave me his little crank-up suitcase model, and when I heard, oh, you're only supposed to use the needle once per side, I asked my grandfather, you only use the needle once? He go, oh, no, I got several plays out of each needle. I never use it just once. So it wasn't exactly common or standard practice back in the day. But
well,
it is...
Maybe it's the audiophiles that would change them every time. Like guitar players change strings frequently.
Right. So,
but it depends on how much. Some do, some don't.
Right. But my understanding is that the recommended practice was the change per side, which a changer would not really allow you the benefit of. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, how does this match that? And from what I've read online, I had to fill in the blanks, because as time went on, they did create needles of this type that were designed for more than one play. Tungstone needles, cactus thorn needles, bamboo/fiber needles, although the bamboo needles, you need to get a sharpener and sharpen them periodically yourself. And generally these needles were advertised to be good for multiple play. And so I'm thinking that, by the 40s, those are probably your more common needles you're going to be buying. That's what this changer would be designed to work with if I were to keep the cartridge original and have that rebuilt. The thing is that nowadays, buying steel needles, very easy. People are still making them. Generally, they're making those for crank-ups, though. And when it comes to stuff like bamboo needles or cactus thorn needles or tungstone needles, you're not going to find those easily. So I feel like there's a gap in collecting. And so that means that if because right now I kind of have a dilemma. I asked the guy about, because he goes, yeah, well, I'm just going to take that out and put a ceramic cartridge in. And I said, well, isn't that modifying it quite a bit from its original design? And he kind of starts with this whole, well, not really. I mean, and he goes into the technical specs of a ceramic cartridge, which I'm quite familiar with, so I'm nodding and smiling at this. I go, yeah, but I really feel like we're making the design change here, and it's, kind of, and he goes, well, I know a guy that used to rebuild them. I don't know if he still does it. It'll probably cost you $100. Let me reach out to him, see if he still does it, and I'll email you, and you can decide what you want to do. So I don't even know if this is an option, but that's my dilemma. Do I keep this authentic and make it inconvenient, or do I replace it with a modification that puts a more modern technology into this and make it convenient?
Let me put it this way. What is your goal with this? Are you going to resell it down the road, or are you just going to keep it forever?
Well, I'm going to keep it forever. That's not a factor.
So how are you going to use it? You want to use it with the steel needle or the other?
Both.
Are you the purist that wants to use it in the form that it was made? I mean, you're asking the question, so I'm kind of thinking in that direction, right?
Yeah, but I'm at odds because I like both. A, I want to use this conveniently. I want to list the records on it. B, I like the technology and don't necessarily want to change it, but I don't want to deal with it not being able to. I don't want to deal with either having to reuse a steel needle for multiple plays and wondering if I'm damaging my records, or tracking down obscure needles. I mean, the purist in me wants to keep it pure. but I also want it to be convenient. It's not an easy decision. If it were as simple as figuring out what I want, I would have already figured this out.
OCD complex.
Yeah.
Well, the perfection would be the hickory with the purple heartstring, right?
What?
Oh, never mind. That was a
Hickory
Harry
with
Potter.
the purple heart.
That's a Harry Potter reference.
Wand
technology. Yeah, it wasn't even funny.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Well, but you know what? I mean, he might come back and go, yeah, that guy, he doesn't do restorations anymore on the cartridges. The only thing I could do is put a ceramic on there. So there's
do you think that cartridge is bad?
Oh, well, I don't know, actually. If it's not bad, it's probably not in tip-top shape. Now, the guy said he did used to use it back some years ago before he took the needle out. But when he says, yeah, the needle was shot, I took it out of there, I was kind of a little shocked that he only ever had one steel needle in it, which the guy that does the restorations, his name's Alan, he's like, oh, they're good for 10 hours. And I'm like, 10 hours? But anything and everything else I've read online says one playing. Oh, no, that's crazy. But maybe he's thinking of tungstone needles, or I don't know. It's
actually, that does sound crazy to me.
What, one side per steel needle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but you're talking about audiophiles. Audiophiles will tell you, to change it all the time. Right?
You know what? I was looking for.
Do you change the oil in your car exactly when the manufacturer suggests?
But this is a little different.
Well, yeah, that's like changing the oil every time you go out.
Well, but the manufacturers don't recommend every time you go out, unless you're going 5,000 miles or whatever.
Well, he suggested that's what the suggestion would be like.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go 6,000 miles, let's say the recommendation is 5,000 miles, but you go 6,000 miles, do you think your engine is going to burn up? No, it's just a recommended guide, right?
I'm going 12,000 miles.
Well, that's my point. Yes. And your car didn't blow up, right?
All right.
No, it did.
All right, but
this is Jack Stanley, and I wanted to talk once again to newer collectors on steel needles. Someone did ask me a question about that. Steel needles, of course, have been...
See, this guy's on the internet, so it's got to be true.
It's true.
From the onset, going all the way back to Berliner. They even announced that if you couldn't find steel needles, use a 3-penny nail. Tells you what these needles were like. They were basically small nails. Now, there were lots of various needles.
Do you think this guy might be stoned?
And I want to talk about some of them. But I want to tell you, when I first started, once again, I got my first records in the way of collecting.
He's so soothing.
And in
we had to kind of get them all prepared to do the thing, right?
I got
so I wanted to be loose.
Machine.
I guess so.
In the interim, I had to try to invent how to play these old records. Now, of course, we had a phonograph still. In the 1960s going into the 70s, there was only LP records, 45 RPM records, and an occasional 78. So 78 wasn't too difficult.
Anyways, the point is, this guy goes off on a rant about only using them once.
If you play half a record, change the needle. Because these are basically kind of like nails, okay? And these records were designed to be played by these needles. But if the needle is defective and damaged from playing before, it could raise havoc with your record. It could destroy it.
Okay, so why don't you take the needle out,
really early disc
look at it with a microscope, and see if it's still good.
Well, right? How do you?
Because you could probably see. Well, take a brand new one, take a look at it. Take one that you've played a couple of times, whatever. Take a look at it and see what difference it looks like.
I wonder if anyone makes like modern Victrola needles that have a tip on like
a sapphire needle.
Yeah, like a sapphire Victrola needle, like a sapphire tipped steel needle.
Yeah. I suspect that the sapphire needles were developed because you didn't have to, so you wouldn't have to change them.
Well, yeah.
As often. I mean, obviously, every needle eventually has to be changed.
Well, but some machines were designed with the premise that you never would. Edison diamond disc players, which are crank up, Edison's response to the discs that came out when he came out with his disc system, had a permanent diamond needle in the player. And generally, I talked to the guy about, well, that's got a permanent diamond needle in there. Does that ever need to be changed or redone? He goes, oh, no, that'll never run out. Those are built to pretty much last.
But if you bang it around and you chip off the diamond or something like that, you better change it.
Oh, yeah. Which there is no changing it. It doesn't come out. There's servicing it. Or, it's not as simple as you buy it. You didn't buy a replacement needle for those. Right.
Of course, even in the modern phonographs from the 60s on, whatever, you replace the entire cartridge. Or you have the needle assembly. I'm sorry, you're right. The needle assembly.
Oh yeah, the needle.
But you could do either.
Because the whole thing it was on the needle itself. The diamond was on a metal lever, with a fork at the end,
exactly.
And was a
and
screw.
You could go to Radio Shack
back when they were useful
and get the exact one you needed. Oh, by the way, Radio Shack has come out of bankruptcy, and they've got about 70 stores operating.
Good.
One of the stores that had closed was also recently reopened. So look at this. We have a whole new burgeoning retail experience that's coming out.
What has kept those 70 stores surviving, though?
I don't know.
The fact that people didn't want to lose.
In fact, with 70 stores, is running a warehouse going to be cost effective?
See,
to me, actually coming out of bankruptcy to operate 70 stores is just setting up for the next cycle of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
The rest of them go.
The problem with Radio Shack is that they've not continued to be a parts project store. Now, Venison goes, oh, thank God, where else are you going to get your parts? Well, certainly not from Radio Shack. Last time I went to Radio Shack to buy parts,
they still do that.
Yeah, but they barely have enough parts to do anything. I remember I had a list of resistors and capacitors I was gonna need to build a project. I went into Radio Shack, and they had like one or two that I needed. The rest they didn't. I had to end up ordering stuff online because Radio Shack was not carrying a full supply of parts.
Not that big. No.
But it wasn't some accountant says, oh my God, we're going out of business. No, they knew that a long, long time ago. And some of the signs that they were going out of business is that they were slowly replacing the Radio Shack, realistic brand name stuff that they packaged with stuff like RCA and whatever. So if they didn't have the resistors, they didn't have a source for it anymore. Because they were on the road to bankruptcy.
Well, they still have replacement flashlight bulbs.
Fry's found a way to keep resistors and capacitors in stock.
Yeah, but they're not headed for bankruptcy, are they?
But the reason Radio Shack's heading for bankruptcy is because they lack a relevance.
But that's a different story. The bankruptcy is because they ran out of money.
And
it takes money to operate a retail store.
But the lack of money was their doing. They didn't run a successful store that was generating the money they needed to continue. Whereas Fry's continued to keep relevant and make money.
But even Fry's service sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, heck, you walk into a Fry's and the signs for the departments are exactly where the departments were the day the store opened. which is not the place where the departments
Where
currently
the things are, right? Exactly.
You got big signs hanging from the ceiling telling you what is not in that
Exactly. Right,
which is
right.
hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
Sure.
But they still have now the thing that I found sad though was that they don't carry they don't carry decent cables. Because I wanted to buy some like acoustic research cables because I don't want the cheap, flimsy cables, and I don't need Monster cable because Monster cable is way
overpriced.
It's overpriced. You know, they're
Oh, brother.
So
Is it
anyway,
ever?
so go to Amazon to buy the cables from there and look for the brands that you like.
well,
I just got a couple of cables that are from this outfit, Media Bridge.
Well, actually,
They don't have a huge selection, but they're it seemed like it's a decent quality.
Actually, I found some good cables I was able to buy from San Francisco Cable, which has their headquarters in Hayward, very close to where I lived. And
cool.
I would put it in order and swing by, pick up, although they didn't have acoustic research cables. Those I'd still have to get through other means. But the funny thing about that was I go to Fry's with Mars and Kristen, and we go in there. And I'm looking for, I'm like, well, you know, Fry's has got to have something that's in between the cheapo cables and the Monster cables. Why would they only have cheapo cables in Monster? I mean, wouldn't they have like acoustic research or something like that? So I find a guy in a suit, and I'm like, hey, do you carry acoustic research cables or something like that? He's like, well, we got the Monster cables. I'm like, well, no, those are too expensive. We got the cheap cables. You don't have anything in between? Well, we used to have acoustic research. We stopped carrying them. And so he decides now at this point I know that there's no helping me because I know what they carry, I know what I'm looking for, and I know that the two will not meet.
So you're at the point where you're just going to argue with the guy.
Well, I'm not arguing. I'm done. I found out. I got my.
But he was probably willing to argue.
Now Mars and Kristen, on the other hand, wanted to watch some fun, so they grabbed. So the guy makes the fatal mistake and asks the question, what are you going to use these cables for? Thinking that I would give him an answer and he would magically have a recommendation for me. And I said, never mind, because I knew that it would be a huge waste of his time and he'd get lost halfway along the way explaining what I was going to use these cables for. And Kristen grabs her bucket of popcorn and goes, no, you have to answer his question now. And he politely stood there and said, okay, all right. He's kind of curious. He's intrigued. Why is she so fascinated to watch me explain what I'm going to do with these
because
audio
she knows
cables?
you.
Well, you see, I have this modified Fostex reel-to-reel machine that has been retrofitted with quadraphonic 8-track heads so that I can spool 8-track tapes onto a... And so I need audio cables that have a decent quality to hook up this reel deck into the input on my computer sound card so I can record in the quad 8 tracks into my computer.
And then he started acting like Harry Mudd's girls. Head tilts to one side, just go beep, 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 beep.
So he paused for a moment, deep in thought. So, 80s? He just wanted to narrow it down to a decade.
All right.
Dune writes in, you made Bri drop the F-bomb. No. Wait, when did you drop the F-bomb all the time?
What? Yeah, why did he say that, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm not sure what Dune's point is there.
I love you, Dune.
And, you have all
Be sure to check out the Ditty on Jonathan's feed.
Oh, yes. Alexa, Ditty, fuck.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh, so I can't do a shortcut. Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it.
We got to go
I'll
through this
sing
whole
it.
thing every
Be sure
fucking
to try
time.
out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
Fuck. All right, here we go. Especially for you, Dune.
Here's your ditty.
Oh God!
Amazing.
And this came
Would you
up
like to
at
save
the
this
same
ditty,
time.
share it, or change the song or message?
Oh, I'm retweeting this
Share it.
and saving the pic.
Please confirm you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes.
I just found a great pic
Okay.
from Bob Kostick, of course.
Oh,
Pic.
that
Sorry,
guy.
I'm having
Picture,
trouble
if you will.
accessing your ditty skill right now.
Oh, fix that. Oh well.
Did it share? It did share. Okay.
Okay. Picture a cat.
Alexa,
See there.
Ditty. Go ahead.
Welcome
Okay.
to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it.
No, continue.
Okay, I was just going
When
to
the
do one
Saints
more.
go marching in. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing? Okay, here's your ditty. Would you like
Kind of brings a tear to your eye. Alexa,
What did it
stop.
say?
Penis.
No.
So you found a cat picture.
Yeah. Picture this. A cat sitting on a table staring right back at you. You know, a tube, or rather, container of Lubriderm, and some tissue papers also on the desk. And on the computer screen, two cats fucking. And he just goes, "Don't you ever knock."
Oh, Dune found the ditty we made about him. Dune replied back with one word and a lot of dots. Really? Dot 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 dot.
Oh, and it's Venison's idea.
I had to make
Good
sure.
one.
Oh, yeah,
Make
okay.
that sure.
I
That's
had to
where it
make
came
sure
from.
that Dude understood. I did not come up with this idea.
But you recorded it.
Among us, Venison is the one
You could have said no.
that was thinking about what Dune's got under his shirt.
You could have said no.
As far as I knew, there was like nothingness under. You know, it's kind of like in the Fat Albert, the guy that's always wearing a hat on his head. If he ever took the hat off his head, there'd just be floating eyes. That's all he'd have. That's kind of like what's under Dune's shirt.
There you go, questions. You'll lie your way out of it.
All of our Twitter fans that aren't watching, listening to the show or watching are going, "What the fuck is this all about?"
Well, you should be following at Johnny Gators on Twitter.
Of course.
If you're not, then that's your own fault.
That's
Because-
right.
Yeah. Just to review, because you could get the replay whenever you want to, all about Dune. and now it's buffering. I think Dune's interfering with my internet service right there. So yes, and of course, my new favorite. No, that's not the one. Where's the latest one? Here's the latest one.
Jordan.
Now, it'd be great if Dune plays that at work. What was great fun was before the show started, I send Brian the link, and I'm waiting, and I'm playing with the Amazon device. And I got it to do a ditty that just sang "fuck you" over and over again. And just as it starts the ditty, Brian joins the hangout. So the first thing Brian hears when he joins the hangout is the singing "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." It was a nice greeting.
Good. Yeah.
yeah. That was from Jay Booger. Anyways.
Nothing like getting personal attention, right?
There you go. There you go. So anyways, the point is that this guy on the internet spent 10 minutes in a YouTube clip saying multiple times in multiple ways, do not, under any circumstance, use a steel needle more than once. And that's generally, if you look this up, you'll find it's kind of like if you look in the Bible for advice on premarital sex, you might find like 3 or 4 things that you could bend the truth on, and then you got like 10,000 things that say no. You go on the internet, there's 10,000 pages that say use it once. Maybe there's 2 or 3 guys that say use it more than once. You know, that's I was borrowing a Simpsons joke there, and I don't think it worked all that well. So that's my dilemma. But like I said, maybe I'm probably going to have him put the ceramic cartridge on because that'll make it more functional. And I mean, it's still going to be running the output of the cartridge through a tube amplifier, so it's still going to sound old-timey. And I'll probably tell him, hold on to the original cartridge. I want that back. And I could always, down the road, try to do a restore on that cartridge and put it back on there. Because someday I'm going to have more than one of these things. And you know, that could be one that, you know, I keep original. And
well, let's ask this question. What is the cartridge?
What do you mean?
I think it's very simple. You've got a magnetic core, and you've got some wires that are coiled around it.
Not sapphire.
They're called no these types of cartridges are called a crystal cartridge. And
yeah, I took one apart a long time ago, and there's nothing in there, but some weird attachment to like a ribbon type thing. The soft ribbon of material.
Is that like a ribbon mic?
All right, I found a
like a ribbon mic. Is that what it's like?
I don't know what I know. It has whatever's in there has salt in it that it causes it to absorb moisture, which will ruin it. Which is generally why one that's as old as they are isn't going to work anymore. People rebuild these using piezo element.
I don't even see how it's even possible to rebuild them.
Here's a list of what you need to rebuild a cartridge. Crazy glue, a latex glove, silicone rubber bands, and large rubber bands, different thicknesses, blast rivets to fit, crystal or piezo element. The 3RD class will be divided in 2 parts. A drill with a 7/32-inch drill bit, small length of multi-strand wire, solder, low-power soldering pencil, no gun please, small 1-inch metal spring clamp, found at dollar store, 6 for $1, and patience. Remember, crystal and ceramic elements suffer from excessive heat. The key is to work fast using a low-power soldering pencil. A Weller gun will instantly kill the element. First, you have to dismantle the phono cartridge. Easy task. Well, there's a lengthy process here. The point
There's one item in there that just killed the whole thing.
What's that?
Patience.
that's why I generally don't do these jobs myself and pay someone else to do them. But yeah,
or just go out and buy a whole new one and say fuck it.
But it's a crystal cartridge, so it has a.
So that's like a crystal microphone.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right. So that's what the technology is.
Yeah, that's what you're using. A crystal element. But people rebuild them using a piezo element. And I'm not sure what piezo is, but I know I did a project where I built a metronome using a piezo buzzer that I bought from Radio Shack back when you could buy things like that.
There's a piezo pickup element.
And what's piezo?
I don't know. Google it.
Is anything like pizza?
Hey, Google. What's a piezo element?
Semiconductor.
According to Wikipedia, piezoelectricity is the electric charge that accumulates in certain solid materials in response to applied mechanical stress.
Okay.
Yeah, like piezo
that says it.
A piezoelectric material has electromechanical interaction between its mechanical and electrical state. When a piezoelectric material is compressed, it creates an electric field. The inverse is also true. When a piezoelectric material is subject to an electrical field, it will change dimensions. So I guess this element will change vibrations to an electric current, which is why you can put a piezo element into an old crystal cartridge in place of the crystal material.
And that's why piezoelectric speakers were a big thing. They had a high end like you wouldn't believe.
So there you go. That's what we're dealing with for the technology of that cartridge. And like I said, that cartridge probably still might work because I mean it was working within the last 30 years, but it probably isn't performing top notch if it is still working.
Oh, want to hear a bad joke?
Sure.
I just saw this. I phoned the child abuse hotline. A kid answered, called me a big fat noob, but told me to fuck off.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, Brian and I discovered something new that we could do with our things. Alexa, send a message.
To whom?
Brian Blues.
To Brian Uity, right?
Yes.
What's the message?
Sup, dude?
Sending from Jonathan.
Hey, it sounds like you got a message over there, Brian.
Alexa, play my messages.
One for Brian Uity from Jonathan Guitars.
Sup, dude?
Received just now.
Is this amazing or what? Brian and I have found a way to share audio back and forth with each other. Oh, wait. We're already doing that. Never mind.
Let's see. When was voicemail invented? Right?
70s? 60s?
But it's doing voicemail through this new technology.
Yes.
Remarkable, isn't it?
It is. We could send messages back and forth to each other and check them on this device that we keep someplace in our house. This is certainly a modern future we are living in. Hey, I wonder if I could leave Alexa, send a message.
To whom?
Sir Mars.
To Sir Mars, right?
Yes.
What's the message?
Hey, Mars, if that's you, give us a call. If it's not you, give us a call anyways. NHB Radio, NHB Live on Skype. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, don't
Sending
give him the
from
wrong
Jonathan.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Don't send him the wrong number.
He knows the right number, but we might get a different.
Yeah, dial 1-800 eat shit.
I wonder if there's more than one Sir Mars out there. I hope Sir Mars's echo is flashing right now. That would be great.
He's going, what's this yellow flash?
Yeah, well, if his version...
Maybe it's updating.
Maybe, yeah, it's an update. Man, it's been updating for over a week now. Let me see if I have anything. Alexa, what's on my shopping list? Alexa, shopping list.
Your shopping list is empty.
Oh, good. Alexa, to-do list.
What can I add for you?
No.
I've added no to your to-do list.
No! Alexa, what's on my to-do list?
You have one item on your to-do list.
Of
No.
course I do. Just no. No.
Sounds like it. Alexa doesn't like you.
It sounds like it. Alexa, do something cool.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, sing a song.
A song? I thought you'd never ask. Your circuits are fused, you're feeling confused. Why, oh why, oh why, oh why? But I'll be right here to lend you an ear. Hi, oh hi, oh hi, oh hi. You feel more than something.
Well, that's amusing. What?
Oh, did you get that tweet that I sent with the link to Shatner? Shatner singing.
I don't think I got that.
I addressed it.
I got. Oh my god, that's this picture with the cat with the lube and the tissues is awful.
That is great, isn't it?
Oh my god,
Isn't it great?
What
Now,
is
this
wrong
was several
with you?
hours ago. I sent you a tweet with, I think it just said perfect with a video.
What do you mean what's wrong with me? I didn't make it.
Perfect. Oh yeah, I think I saw something. I keep on getting animated text of Dune's perky buzz.
Man boobs, man boobs.
Perfect. Where's perfect? Somewhere there's perfect. I don't know. When did you send perfect? Did you send that directly to me? Would it be in my notifications?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I heard that. Liked. Here. Really. Holy shit. Here you go. Today's show. New toy. Down Under Burger. New version. Parking problem solved. Better than a pancake. Oh, here's perfect. All right, so you sent me.
Hi, I'm William Shatner, and I love fried turkey. But turkey and oil are a dangerous combination. So watch this video. I want your comments on it. I want to know how you plan to keep yourself, your family, and me safe from turkey fryer fire.
I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. It started as a hunger. I was young and arrogant. Blinded by my hunger, I ignored safety. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. When I laid my hands on that fryer, I didn't want to let go. Back then, everyone was doing it. I once loved this piece of metal. Keep yourself, your family, and me safe from turkey fryer fires. So dangerous, you can't even imagine. Fried turkey tastes great. It's a great taste. I love fried turkey. What you gotta do, say? Pop, thermometer. Dingle dangle. Pop, thermometer. Where's the dingle dangle? Hot oil, wet frozen turkey. Push together, make steam. Pushing the hot oil and igniting on the open flame. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. Blinded by my hunger, I ignored safety. Spat in the face of science. Turn off the flame. Turn off the flame. Oh my goodness! What have I done? Oh! Look at this. That is so stupid. Keep yourself, your family, and me safe from turkey fryer fire. So dangerous, you can't even imagine. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. I want a deep fried turkey. I want a moister, tastier turkey. That fryer took so much from me. But it gave me a healthy fear. Fire, metal, oil, and turkey are glorious when in harmony, but their power is unrelenting in careless hands.
That was perfection right there.
Exactly. Wasn't I right on that?
You were so right on that. That is
so Jay Booger, if you're still watching us, what did you think of that?
I think Jay Booger wants you to make a deep fried turkey and ignore the safety precautions.
Yes, that's right. I'm sure
that is what Jay Booger's Thanksgiving wish for Brian is turkey fire.
You got the turkey?
Yeah, we do.
I had a turkey catch fire, normally roasting in the oven.
You definitely don't want to get a turkey fryer then.
Well, I'm thinking about it. Except I'll sit and do it in the middle of the driveway in the backyard.
Yeah, man. If you burn down the house, it's okay. You probably don't own any of it anymore at this point, anyways.
No, let's put it in the backyard. On the asphalt.
There you
and
go.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
So what about a quarter of your backyard birds?
Meanwhile, Gothard sent me a video clip. We were chatting on Facebook, and I don't know where he found this or why he found this or what he was smoking when he decided that this was a good idea to share. He just sent me this link and said, "What the fuck is this?" And you know what? I'm still not sure what the fuck is this, but I'm going to put it full screen, and I'm going to proceed to get banned from YouTube for life. So let's find out if anyone else out there can figure out what the fuck is this. Well, that's impressive. That's green. Those are boobs.
That's animated.
That's more green. And in he goes. And wow. I mean, is that muscle contraction that pulls him in like that? Yeah, once again, hello. Those are big.
With a beard.
Yeah. This guy on the ground is going to get a up close and personal view pretty shortly here as we come in for the grand finale of the first person shot as she comes and squats down. And yeah, that fades to black. No. I don't think we need to see that again. I think we can just stop that right there. So yeah, what the fuck is that is the question. No, stop that.
And he shared that on Facebook as well?
Yeah, he sent that to me through Facebook Messenger.
Was he Messenger, not posting on
not out in public where his parents could see it.
Right.
Okie
dokie. Kristen came up with the ultimate answer for what the fuck is that. That is what gamers think sex is.
Blink.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a link. Let me see if I can get. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is gonna work as a link. I don't know how to share this. No.
Well, it's at the top of, this should be at the top of the browser.
But the link
it says youtube.com, blah.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a YouTube clip, and it's a link that was. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can forward it. Okay. Forward to search for people. VEN. There you are. I'm going to forward it to you on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook? So you want to get banned?
Yeah.
Or is that as a private PM?
Well, that's. I don't know how it's going to get to him, but I'm sending it to him on Facebook. Hopefully, it's not showing the world that I've sent it to him,
Right.
because that would be just awful if my whole family sees what I'm sending Venison on Facebook. No, it doesn't look like it's showing on my feed. So hopefully, it just comes through on your messenger.
Okay.
Well, let me
log in.
Let me see if it shows up on Venison Stew's wall. Hopefully not. No, it didn't. So it must have sent us a message. Yeah. So if anyone wants to write in, what the heck was that we just played? Brian, what's your take on that?
I don't have any words for that. That's just definitely what the fuck.
Yeah. And for those that listen to the audio, it's like some kind of a gaming environment where there's a bunch of people dressed in black with guns and this naked chick that just jumps on someone and basically has a black hole for an asshole, because she just jumps. Sits on the guy's head, which immediately just is absorbed right into her black hole of an anus, and
but don't forget about the green farts.
Well, yeah. Well, after she absorbs the first guy fully, she knocks out another guy with a big green cloud of fart, and then jumps, lands someone else, absorbs him, pulls him into her. I guess the sphincter muscles are pulling the guy in. To use fancy terminology to try to be educational about this, and then lets out another green cloud, and then approaches the guy that's knocked down on the ground with the green cloud, and you see from his point of view her like squatting on top of him. Yeah, it's a conceptual piece, quite artistic. I think it has a dark message. About life and the brevity of it, and it's certainly a I think that's about all I can think to say about it.
That's it. It's art.
It's art.
Yeah.
It's art, and it has farts.
Yes.
Speaking of art. Did you see what I retweeted to you last week?
Last week I'd have to dig back.
Well, just read it.
Okay.
You know when your sex life sucks, when you find out that.
Oh, and Skype just cut out.
Dang.
Oh, great.
Oh, there he is.
Right.
He's back.
All right, let's try it again. You know when your sex life sucks.
Son of a bitch.
Venison.
Yeah, stupid video trying to load in Messenger, and it's not getting very far. Oh, come to think of it. Okay, kill that. Memory.
Okay.
You still there? Okay, there you are.
Yeah, well, we're here.
Okay. Yes, I'll just read this again. It says, you know your sex life sucks when you find out that the sock under your bed has been seeing your brother on the side.
Yeah, that's just nasty.
Yes, it is.
Who thinks of that stuff?
That sounds like Bob Costic.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I sent a tweet during the week, and I gotta tell. All right, here's a story. So Brian, you're a sane, rational person, right?
Normally.
Yeah, and normal. Well, never mind. That's not actually required for this. You're a nice guy, right?
Try to be.
Yeah, and you try to be friendly. You know, you're not really well, you're from the East Coast. Never mind. This doesn't apply to you. All right. Venison.
Well, but we're trying now. So go ahead.
Trying. All right. So let's say you're sitting in a meeting.
I mean, all of us are from the East Coast, so no one here actually qualifies, but go ahead. We'll just pretend.
All right. But even among East Coasters, we could have some politeness or courtesies. All right, so let's say that you've booked a conference room with another guy to go over some lines of code for some project you're working on. And the best time you could book the room happens to be 12 o'clock. I don't know, maybe you take 1 o'clock lunch. I don't know why you're booking a room at 12 o'clock to sit down and go over code. But for
that's
some...
what the scenario is.
That's the scenario. Right? So you and this guy, you're sitting down, plug your laptop into the cord in the table. Nothing comes up on the TV screen. TV screen is just black. It's turned on, and you wiggle the wires. You unplug it. You plug it, and then you look up. And at the moment you look up, you see the help desk guy walking past the room, holding a fork in his hand, heading towards the calf. What do you do?
He's on his lunch break. Let him go.
Yes, exactly. This is. Thank you, Brian.
Hell no.
I mean, I took the cue about being a nice guy, right?
Yeah, right.
You got it. I'm following.
No.
He's holding a fork.
No. I'm gonna be an asshole and say, "Hey, you got a minute?"
No, Venison. Now you're the guy I'm going to bitch about on my internet radio show later in the week. Congratulations, Venison. You're the asshole.
Only take a second.
Really? I am holding a fork. It is 12 o'clock, and I'm walking towards the calf. What on earth makes you think this is a good time to stop me in the hall to look at your stupid TV video problem? Ugh. I'm holding a fork. A fork. Don't stop a guy who's holding a fork.
Fork you, buddy.
Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
Don't stop a guy who is holding a fork.
Here you go. Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your ditty skill right
now. Alexa, Ditty. We'll fix this in post.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing it. Be sure to try out today's featured song, When the Saints Go Marching In. Just say make a featured ditty at any time. Would you like to make a new ditty or play a saved one?
Make a new ditty.
What would you like me to sing?
Don't stop a guy who's holding a fork.
Here's your ditty. Would you like to save this ditty, share it, or change the song or message?
Share it.
Please confirm, you'd like to post this ditty to your Twitter feed?
Yes. There we go. It's that simple. Now
See,
we have a
that would
song
also-
for it.
That would also work with the featured Ditty.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your Ditty skill right now.
We'll just have to see if it worked or not.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Uh,
But anyways, yeah, so I get in the room. It looks like it posted. And I can't get it working. And the thing is that I had a pretty good idea what it was, but it would have involved going back to my desk and grabbing a power cable. And I had a 1 o'clock meeting. So this is cutting into my lunchtime that I am not going to be able to get back. So I basically told the guys, oh, I'm sorry. I've gone through the basics. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to call the vendor to come in. I'll put a ticket in, and good luck with that.
Meanwhile, holding your fork in the air, I'm going to my appointment.
I am going to go fork something right now. Well, no, I basically told them, look, I'm on my lunch break, and I got a 1 o'clock meeting. So, I
you could have forked something.
yes, I went and I forked something. Leave me alone. I've got a fork. You see the tech guy holding a fork.
Yeah, was it a 3-prong fork or a 4-prong fork?
That was a standard 4-prong.
So you could have given him 4 holes in the arm.
Yeah, but I didn't want to get fired.
Oh, okay. Not like
Only
that person
had
that
to clean
was
the fork off.
quitting Twitter, right?
Who's quitting Twitter?
The person that did quit Twitter the other day. On the person's last day, the person deleted Trump's account.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that.
For a glorious moment.
Yes.
Trump didn't have a Twitter account.
And they claimed him as a national hero.
Yes. You wonder if Trump was going to file charges against him.
Well, who isn't Trump going to file charges against?
Of course.
What he's gonna file charges against anyone who uses free speech. He's gonna file charges against the press. He's gonna file charges against anyone who reports anything that he doesn't like. He's gonna file charges against.
Okay, so think about this.
Mm-hmm.
So on Twitter and other places, Trump and his followers keep saying we've got to hire a special prosecutor for Hillary. Correct?
Uh-huh.
First of all, that means you don't understand what a special prosecutor is. A special prosecutor is for someone that's holding office. Last I checked, Hillary is not holding office. Get the fucking AG to do his job.
Well, every day Trump demonstrates yet another thing about
But
the
not
job
only him,
he
but
doesn't understand.
Followers don't understand it.
I mean, he goes.
But so it comes down to
understand.
this. It comes down to this. Why doesn't Sessions file the charges and get the investigation going? Because they don't want to do that. They want the rhetoric to continue.
It's all about rhetoric. That's all it's about.
Absolutely. There's no substance there that they're going to do. And his followers are fooled by it, thinking, oh, yeah, Hillary is going to jail.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
file some charges, asshole.
Trump was in Japan asking them to build cars in America, completely oblivious to the fact that they already do.
Yes, right.
It's
yeah,
like
them boys in Kentucky
you know,
are already doing that.
You know, if I can take 10 seconds to Google something before I say it, I think the president should be able to handle that. He certainly has a phone. He's tweeting from it all the time.
Right.
It's certainly connected to the internet. He's got Google. He knows about Google. He can look these things up.
He can even use DuckDuckGo.
He just says whatever sounds good and pops into his head, and just you know, and people just eat it up.
Yeah, except for the 65% who point and laugh hysterically at them.
Yes.
Oh God. Oh, and you know, just to bring this up real quick, This is the thing that got me like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The church shooter, our most recent one.
Yeah.
They're trying to say that he was a converted Muslim, he was radicalized to ISIS, and/or he's a member of Antifa.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Pull the other one.
So did you see this incident about Paul Ryan?
What about him?
He was in his yard and he got beat up by a neighbor. And the press decided that, oh yes, it was a Democrat that did it. And even the guy says, this was not political. Apparently he thinks his neighbor is an asshole. So he beat him up. Broke some ribs.
I mean, my first thought when you talk about Paul Ryan being beat up was, yeah, given the opportunity, I'd probably do that. But then it's now, of course, that's the story they run with. But okay, so you're saying that when they actually get into the real reason, it was no, my neighbor's an asshole. I don't care that he's the Speaker of the House and a Republican.
I guess.
Is that? Let's see. Well, I need to find a story about that. Wait, who beat him up? When did this happen?
Next door neighbor a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I'm doing a search and I'm
finding
finding
Paul Ryan broken ribs or something.
Oh, Paul Ryan broken ribs. Oh no, you got the wrong Republican. That's why I hadn't heard about this. No, it's not Speaker of the House. It's not Paul Ryan.
Rand Paul.
Rand
Paul. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Now, he's a guy that actually sounds intelligent when you hear him talk. I still disagree with him, but he sounds intelligent.
And he's a Republican.
Yeah. I don't agree with him. I don't like his policy, but he makes some good points, and I see where he's coming from often. He was actually a voice of sanity in the Republicans.
Well, if libertarians are sane.
Yeah, well, I think libertarians have some ideas that are not so bad.
Well, they don't want the government for doing anything.
Right, and I generally disagree with that, but at least their logic is sound.
No, but they use the roads anyway.
Well, there is that.
They also like to have police around.
The thing is I've heard Rand
and
Paul
they'll support the crap out of the military.
But I've heard Rand Paul speak to certain points, and he's pretty consistent and pretty logical when you hear him talk. He's definitely he's smart. He knows what he's talking about. I still disagree with him. Don't like his platform at all. Would never vote for him. But he's definitely not an idiot.
So why did the neighbor beat him up?
Probably that hair.
Of the neighbor or
if you live next door to somebody long enough, you'll get to know him very well, and you'll end up beating him up.
Oh, he's absolutely an asshole. Let's make no mistake about it.
Yeah. And I wonder. So what did Paul Ryan do? I mean, Rand Paul. See,
officials.
They got the same fucking name.
Officials have not released a motive
of
this crime.
Of Rand Paul or the guy?
Of the guy. Police arrested 59-year-old Rene Bocher on Saturday and charged him with misdemeanor 4th-degree assault with a minor injury. Bocher is accused of attacking Paul on Friday, but officials have not released a motive.
He's an asshole.
This article,
the motive you need.
This article doesn't say whether or not he's a Democrat or a Republican.
There was actually one headline that said, Democrat attacked Rand Paul. And then it went to deny that it had anything to do with politics.
Let's see. The violent altercation last week that left Senator Rand Paul nursing bruised lungs and broken ribs began over a landscaping dispute between the senator and his longtime next-door neighbor, according to neighbors and 3 Kentucky Republicans familiar with what transpired. The precise provenance of the dispute was still a matter of disagreement on Monday, but the backstory of the fracas began to come into focus, and with it, the realization that Mr. Paul's injuries could keep him from Washington, where Republicans in the Senate hold only a slim majority for some time. Mr. Paul has just stepped off a riding lawnmower on Friday when Renee Bocher, a retired anesthesiologist who lived next door, charged and tackled him. Because Mr. Paul was wearing sound-muting earmuffs, he did not realize Mr. Bocher was coming, according to one of the Kentucky Republicans and a friend familiar with the altercation. Rand never saw him coming or heard him coming, said the friend, Robert Porter, who visited Mr. Paul on Saturday. Damage was severe. It's Mr. Paul. Sunday said blah, 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 ribs. Police
Okay,
charge.
so let's back up a sec. Okay?
Okay.
Why was Rand Paul mowing his lawn? Doesn't he know some guy with a tiki torch that can do that?
Yeah.
Nice. No, Brian. No. No. Alexa, sing No.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Oh. Darn, I don't feel it. Alexa, Ditty.
Welcome to Ditty. You say it, I'll sing
Alexa,
it. Be sure to...
Ditty, no.
Okay, here's your ditty.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
So
now, if you want to talk about, people having weird origins,
Okay.
but about the backyard person being a Democrat and all like that, and Obama being a Muslim, a Kenyan, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's a meme that I found that this sounds good, and now I wonder. It says Donald Trump was born in a Muslim family in Shawwa Valley, north of Waziristan, on June 14, 1946. Original name was Dawood Ibrahim Khan. He studied in a madrasa in South. Weird name. His parents were killed in an accident in 1954. Captain Stockdale, a retired British Indian Army officer, brought him to England in 1955, and later a couple from Queens, New York, by the name of Fred and Mary Trump, adopted him and called him Donald.
that's an interesting story.
That
The true
Yeah.
story, this is
it's
a true
also a
story,
Okay.
is, as Trump goes to Asia, his first stop was Japan. He stopped in Hawaii to go to the Pearl Harbor Monument, right?
Yeah, I heard about
Did you
this.
see about the sign?
Oh, that was great.
He
Welcome to
arrives
Kenya.
in Hawaii, and the sign says, "Welcome to Kenya."
That was great. Oh, I love that. That was the headline of the day was "Wish you weren't here."
Yes, right.
Showing
Oh yeah,
him-
they got pictures of him, of Trump,
Yes.
and that's him as a very little kid. So there's your birth earth, right back at you.
yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, no, that was great. I applaud the protesters for letting Trump know how welcome he is in
Yeah.
that state, and I applaud any state that makes it clear that he is an abomination, and the sooner he's
And how
out of
about
office, the
the
better.
How about the one where he was upset because the president of Hawaii didn't come out to greet him?
I like that one too.
Oh, silly president! We all know Hawaii has a king or a queen.
That's right. Exactly.
It was a kingdom.
Absolutely.
We went in,
It has
meddled
a
with their
governor.
affairs.
It's a state. He has a governor.
We completely destroyed that country. But on that note,
well, what we do. We go into a country and we take it over.
If,
That's what we did with California as well.
well, yeah. So
and that's true.
And yet you don't want California to break off and break out on their own again.
Hey, it's part of America now because we took it properly.
Properly?
Well, I guess you're not a native Californian. Yeah. You're not a native Californian, so you're on the.
I'm pretty sure that most of the native Californians probably will silently agree.
It'd be interesting if they managed to pull off the secession. That would really.
No, the hate against those people is going to go viral. Oh yeah, that's right. You're backed by Russians. One of the founders of the movement is a Russian, and he fled to Russia. They look at that state that's tried to break away in Spain. The leadership people are all in jail now. What's going to happen to these people in California that are promoting this thing?
Well, one thing though is if by some long shot it gains any traction, California breaking off would be bad for the rest of the country.
Of course, it would be.
It would certainly destroy our government in this country forever.
And our food.
I'd have to move back to California if I actually wanted a decent government.
There could be some right wingers in the country if it became a national vote, would vote for California to leave, and they would be just stupid.
Because with that, California would take a lot of liberal electoral votes with it.
Well, that's why they wanted to leave.
Right.
But then again, a lot of the business...
We wouldn't see another Democrat president for a long time if we lost California.
But at the same token, let's see, you go to a Walmart and all the shit comes from where? Oh, from China.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to get there? If it hits California, then California will charge a tariff to the U.S. for those products.
Yeah, no, California leaving would be really bad for the country in many ways.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, if it got really serious, there would be a war. And lots of people would be killed.
And Silicon Valley would be left a mess. Our wine industry would be left a mess. Our food supply would be left a mess.
Here's the thing.
Our weed supply would be left a mess.
Are the people here really willing for a war on our soil of our own doing? I don't. That would be a very unpopular war. I don't know if I mean.
Well,
career ending.
The first Civil War, the first Civil War was very unpopular in a lot of places, and people want to just forget that. They were rioting in the streets over military draft.
I don't see it being pulled off in this day and age. And then again, this could be me going, oh, I can't see it happening, or oh, could never happen again. Well, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, anything could happen. Heck, I didn't think Trump could get elected. I didn't realize the level of stupid that lives in this country.
But Texas is willing to do it too.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. You talk to Texans that are reasonable people, and this is yes. We can either leave or we can split ourselves into 5 states. No, neither of those things will ever happen.
Of course not.
But I think they have the right to it.
The first natural disaster comes along, they're just screaming, federal aid! So they're not going to leave.
Well, they did.
Oh, yeah.
With Harvey, they did. Yeah. And they got it.
Now, that might be a good compromise if we got Texas and California to break off at the same time. That would balance everything out, right? Is that about an even trade?
All right. Dakotas wanted to do that too. The Dakotas, California.
The
Texas.
interesting thing is there was this map that was posted on gun violence for 2017 by state. You look at this map and you go, oh, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska haven't had gun violence this year so far. And we're talking about these mass shootings.
Okay.
I'm sure that some guy shot his wife or vice versa.
Yeah, of course.
But going into a church or a Walmart and start shooting the place up hasn't happened in those places.
Okay.
But California has a bunch of them, as well as, most other states.
Well, those states are more populated.
Oh, yeah. North Dakota and South Dakota. I mean, you're talking, like one person every 5 miles.
Sure.
Guy went to the Walmart to shoot it up. There was no one in the building.
There's a dot. Now, there's a dot that's either Montana or Idaho, and that's not very well populated. So what happens there?
I don't know.
Just
Anyways,
saying.
On that note, this has been another fun-filled edition of Time Out with Gators, Brian, and Venison. Hopefully, Jay Booger approved of this week's show more than past weeks. Yeah. But thank you. Good to hear from you again, Jay Booger.
And I will go back and read your post, and we'll talk more about it, I think.
And go cry in a corner somewhere.
No. No, he's being helpful.
I don't know.
Which is, of course, what every troll hates to hear.
So thank you again, Jay Booger. And everyone else. And we do try to be educational here. And I think we've learned a lot this week. So I have learned that Venison, oddly enough, thinks about what's under Dune's shirt. What have you learned, Venison?
I've learned that Gators like to put out in front of everybody what was said about what's under Dune's shirt.
And what about you, Brian?
And I'm fascinated that Venison is interested in what's in Dune's shirt.
So we've all learned a lot about what's in Dune's shirt.
Right.
It's the message that we're getting from this week's show. Right. So thank you, Dune, for wearing a shirt and leaving that aura of mystery for us to ponder or ignore. I have nothing more to say, so good night.
Perky man boobs.
Just like the Gothard video that we just saw. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah, that is. I just like to leave everyone thinking, what the fuck?
People on this show.